Hey guys, I'm Jason with Comprido BJJ. I'm a purple belt under Comprido, and today we're going to have a discussion about bullying. I think Jiu Jitsu helps with bullying because, it kind of gives us confidence. You start in Jiu Jitsu kind of on the low end of the totem pole. You don't know a lot of things. You're coming into a class where these students, they know how to do all the warm-ups. They know how to do forward rolls, and you're kind of like standing there seeing these kids do these things really well, and you're kind of like, oh, I don't know how to do this that well. So once you keep continuing going to class, I think that builds your confidence. Same way with when you're training, The more you go and the more you train, your confidence boosts up. Not only that, but you get stronger. You learn more. I think that kind of helps out a lot. The more you show up and the better that you do, the more that we drive and we strive to build these kids up every day. If for whatever reason we see something happening where they're kind of got their head down or whatever, we're always there picking them up and building up their self-esteem. And I think it's amazing that these kids go from their first day to, man, within a month, they're different kids, and their chin's up a little higher, their chest is out a little more, and they gradually, again, it's a huge confidence builder. So I think that helps out a lot. There's a lot of different forms of bullying. I have a lot of brothers and sisters who are in class together, so you may see an older brother or sister kind of just messing with the little brother or sister, or pushing them, or maybe laughing at them. So if I see things like that, I definitely pull the students aside and kind of reprimand them as to how to treat a older brother or a sister. Also, you see some kids are kind of standoffish who will be sitting by themselves. So if there's ever any reason why I think that's happening, so I'll go over to the student and kind of talk with them a little bit and see if there's something going on in the class. I never allow students to laugh at another student for whatever reason. So again, I kind of pull the students aside, explain to them why we can't do these things, and I think the reason why I do it is because I know how this makes the student feel. Nobody likes to be laughed at, or if they do something wrong and the kids laugh, I have to make them understand that these kids have feelings, and nobody wants to have their feelings hurt. I've been a little brother to an older brother and sister, so I know what it's like, and so I try to point these things out for the students and make them aware of these things. So if for whatever reason I notice one student bullying another in whatever form that I see, I immediately pull that student aside and kind of reprimand them and explain to them that that's unacceptable. That's one thing that I definitely don't tolerate here. And you have to put yourself in the kid's shoes, how that student feels when something happens. And it could be minor. When I say bullying, it could be, you're lining up at the end of class and you're in another student's spot, and that student kind of shoves you out of the way. And I know they don't do it intentionally, but you have to look at it and see how the other student feels when that happens. It's kind of like you may think they're getting picked on or whatever. So I have to point those things out, large or small. I see all different forms of bullying. So when I see it happen, I'm pretty stern with it. I let the students know that it's a big deal, and it's not something that I take lightly. So they definitely, they know when they do something that bothers me, I point it out and I reprimand them for it. If one of my students ever is a witness to somebody being bullied, we want them to stand up for each other, whether it's here on the mat or whether it's at school. If they see it being done, I would like them to either, stand up for the kid there on the spot and, call the other kid out for bullying, or, go and talk to the teacher. But I think it's important to have somebody in your corner. A lot of times with kids, they you may see them ganging up on another kid, or poking fun or laughing at them for whatever reason. We like to kind of teach our kids to back that kid up. If you see somebody who's by themselves and kind of you feel that they're being bullied, go and stand up for that kid, because it goes a long way for the individual. There's been a few occasions where I've had a parent come up to me and ask me what I think they should do when their kid's being bullied at school, and if their kid should retaliate or things like that. I never insist that any of my students use their jiu-jitsu unless they have to. The first thing that I recommend to do is tell the teacher right away. After you tell the teacher, obviously you come home and you tell your parent, and if the issue continues, and you're ever, for example, the kid's backed into a corner and this kid is physically being harmed, then by all means use your jiu-jitsu to defend yourself. I never want my students to harm anybody. I never want them to have to use it, but if they are backed up into a corner and they feel that they're threatened for whatever reason, that they have the green light, in my opinion, to defend themselves. Once again, I'm Jason with Comprido BJJ. If you like our content, please like and share the video on YouTube, and we will see you next time.